What's up, guys? Here with Meathead 101 for the week. This question specifically goes to Chris, but I'm sure a lot of you other baseball players or athletes, swimmers, guys that are overhead, I have some tennis players, can use this as well. I actually wrote my thesis for my master's on shoulder injuries and shoulder impingement syndrome. Shoulders are a very complex, complicated joint and subject. So I'm going to try to simplify this as much as I can here. If you notice right here, I'm not the best drawer. We got our clavicle here, acromion process, humeral head, shoulder blade. That's what the shoulder, kind of a very rough sketch of it would look like if we peeled the skin off. Got the rotator cuff area right here. Okay? The main muscle that can get impinged is the supraspinatus muscle, that and the biceps tendon. Reason being, so you have a biceps tendon, let's say supraspinatus, I'm just going to put SS. When the shoulder comes up above the head, okay, you're going to get impingement between the acromion process, could be between the humeral head and the acromion. Different ways, just compressing on it. There might not be enough space for those two to clear, okay, the supraspinatus or the biceps tendon. They're going to get pinched, leading to pain. The glenohumeral joint, right over here, favors mobility over stability. So that's important to remember when we're training. Favors mobility over stability. Okay, so I'm going to show you a few exercises in a second. Again, we said the biceps tendon or rotator cuff can get impinged, and 90% of the time in people younger than 60 years old, when there's impingement syndrome, it's when the arm is up over the head. Okay, so let's think about that when we're training. Come back to that. Good scapular stability and normal rhythm will equal good shoulder function. Okay, so we got to train the muscles that's around the scapula. And for good shoulder health, internal and external rotation, okay, and posterior tilt of the scapula. Okay, so look what I'm doing here. We're going to go over that. Arm constantly above the head. If you're suffering from impingement syndrome, Chris or anybody else, got to stop putting the arm above the head for a limited amount of time. We've got to work on some other things. We're going to put a big X through that. Okay? Inadequate space, we said. We talked about the supraspinatus already. So some exercises we can do. Follow me over here. Okay? Face pulls with a little external rotation. You choke the band around, you're pulling to your eyes. As you're pulling to your eyes, you're bringing your hands up. So notice my hands in position to my elbows. And we're coming back. Okay, so I retract the scapula. I could even depress them, like we would on a bench press, rotating up. Okay, so that's one you could hit. 10, 12, 15 reps. Remember that internal and external rotation and scapular compression. Another great one we can do is dumbbell cleans. Don't have to go crazy, especially if you're younger or this is not a heavy exercise. We shrug up, boom, we explode up, come down. Shrug, boom, back down. So there's another one that you can use. And these are hitting all the main functions that we talked about for good shoulder health. All right, obviously you got your shrugs, different types of shrugs. We also have push-up plus, okay? Arms locked, shoulder blades collapse, and up. You got to get control of the muscles that surround the scapula, because the scapula kind of float up there. They're not really attached to anything. All right? I'll show you a few more. Also have pull aparts, okay? Shoulder blades pinched together. We're pulling apart. And another one that I've come up with, about shoulder width apart, we pull apart, bring it to the chest, and back out, keeping it apart the whole time. All right, and you hear that pop right there, okay? So now you're getting the little external rotation here. You're also locking those scapula in, really making the muscles that surround the scapula. Rotator cuff, rhomboids, teres minor, traps. Got to make them work and really hold that scapula in place. Again, it's a tricky topic. Before I forget, we also have, when you're training, don't do any overhead pressing for the time being. That's going to put you in a position where it's going to compress on you. You're going to get some of that pain. You're going to have some flare-ups. You can do some horizontal pressing. Okay, because think about the direction now. Now it's not getting impinged as much. And you always got to balance your pushing with your pulling. A lot of the times when you balance your pulling strength with your pushing strength, those shoulder issues might clear up. Okay, a lot of guys just push, 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 push. Train the big three. That's why I like to say the big four. Got to put pull-ups or some kind of pull in there. And the shoulder issue will clear up. So incorporate some of that stuff I just showed you into the warm-up. You can do it every day. Mobility work is also very important. I recommend Steve Maxwell. Shoulders can move in 7 different movement patterns. You hang down, at the beginning of the work. We do a lot of mobility work with the guys here. And you're trying to really lubricate those joints. The joints do not have their own blood supply. So you got to kind of wash them in synovial fluid by moving them through the range of motion. Come out in front. Okay, there's different stuff behind the chest. So mobility work, the stuff we went over. And that's about it. Stop putting the arm over the head for the time being. If anybody is interested in seeing part of my thesis paper on this, I'll be glad to email it to you. That's the Meathead Lesson 101 of the week. And we'll be back next week for some more. I already got some questions posted up. Thanks for listening, guys.